Hey there, not sure if this is going to be helpful for anyone or not, but over the years I've acquired a couple of these Ryobi 18-volt power systems through the good old Home Depot. And this one's an old one, you can tell because it's blue. Most of them are kind of that neon green now. In any event, a while back, one of them messed up. I think I bent a shaft. And I can't remember if it's a drill or if it was a saw, but the point is I couldn't use it as it was. It wasn't worth sending in for warranty because warranty's expired. But what I did do is I pulled out the motor and the switch, and it turns out that switches and motors seem to be pretty common across all of this line. So I had this sitting in a bucket for probably over a year. It might have been more like 5, but I thought maybe there'd be a use someday. And it turns out that this guy, when I was using him, started to get that nasty burny electrical smell, and even though the battery was fully charged, it would start crapping out, and that's a good indication that your motor's fried. So I just wanted to show you, before I lock this up for good, how I went about taking it apart. Screws, 2 sides case, neat little trick. If you don't use it, take a piece of paper, and as you take the screws out, punch them through the page of paper, and then you've got all of them. For one, they haven't fallen on the floor, and you know roughly where they go. In this case, I think they're all the same length. So it wouldn't have mattered much, but oftentimes when you take these things apart, there's different size screws. So this guy pops off. There's the head of the engine, or motor, with your leads, and this guy comes off. Little washer there, and then if you carefully pry it apart, oh, there we go, come on, up you come. Reveal the magic innards, and the magic innards look like this. They're pretty basic, and what I want to show you is that this motor has a pinion set in there. It just drops into a little gear set down here. 1 bolt, 2 bolt, 3 bolt, 4. We'll pop that assembly off, and then there's just 2 little screws holding the motor to this faceplate, and it just drops right back in, and I didn't have to worry about rewiring. Switch came right out, pops right back in. The only tricky bit is your battery contacts. So there's no inbuilt orientation for this little clip here, so it is possible to put it in upside down, and you might want to test the thing before you close it all up, as I did, and I found out that in fact my blade was spinning the wrong way, which indicates you got this contact backwards. So anyway, throw that back in, you reassemble it. Only other tip I can give you is the wiring goes underneath the switch to keep it clear. That took a little bit of doing, but other than that, pop and drop, there you go, saw repaired. So there you go, Ryobi demystified. Cheers.